Does this sound like the Mark Zuckerberg of old, or is this more ambitious?
It's the Mark Zuckerberg of old getting more ambitious as he can, because this idea of connecting everyone has really been in the back of his mind, the ultimate purpose of Facebook, really since like late 2004. But it's only in the last couple of years that it began to be an actual possibility that Facebook could try to connect people in literally every country, in increasingly literally every economic segment, and that is a very high priority for him now.
Yeah, I mean, it changes the TAM, the total addressable market, right? If you're looking at how can Facebook continue to grow at the rates that it has in the past, right? Just add more people. I mean, that's essentially what the next thing he's going to be, reducing the world's supply of birth control.
It's not something I've heard him mention, but in fact, he really does think that this idea of connecting people with each other is a globally transformative social, political, economic tool that he has a unique opportunity to contribute to. I think there's a reasonable case that Facebook has a unique opportunity, and it's amazing to me how much he's decided in the last year or two to devote a considerable portion of the company's resources to this project. And, the Internet.org initiative, which he announced in January and really talked about for the first or early February at great length, is the central strategy where he's partnered with Ericsson and Samsung and other companies that are in the mobile space. It's all based on mobile, but I think then the acquisition of WhatsApp is another very key element.
Well, let me read the quote from Mark, because it's fairly interesting. He says, what we really care about is connecting everyone in the world, even if it means that Facebook has to spend billions of dollars over the next decade making this happen. I believe over the long term it's going to be a good thing for us and for the world. I mean, the good thing for us is the thing that concerns me the most. I mean, I know I should be caring in a squishy, feely way about the people of the world and their access to the Internet, but is this a real business decision, or is this driven by some sort of moral notion of what becomes possible when people without an Internet get one?
Well, the interesting thing about Zuckerberg is that those two things are not necessarily separate in his mind. I think he has come to believe that Facebook's long-term interest as a business is very tied with economic and social betterment for the planet. You can disagree with him on that, but that is what he thinks. So it's a very long-term view, and I think as investors, some people who hold the stock might not really want him to be spending as much time and money as he clearly seems willing to do on a very long-term project. On the other hand, if you're a buy and hold investor, he could be in the position to serve ads in a targeted way to even more people in even more countries. Right. As those economies come up. It could be a really big business in the long run.